time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone, bringing you the best interviews, cigar reviews, and weekly giveaways. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light 'em up.
Welcome back, Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We have co-host Bryant Falconer in the studio. How you doing today, Bryant?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
Awesome, man. So it's been a long week for me.
Ooh.
How about you?
Too long.
I mean, man, it seems like it's been a while. I haven't seen you in a week.
Days,
so it's been a long week. I'm very excited to say that the Leaf is now open.
Oh, you hear the angels
Yes.
singing?
And I tell you what, hanging out with Larry on Friday night, and then I went down and had coffee with Larry and Ed on Saturday morning. Dude, back there in the Havana room,
The new Havana
just kicking back.
room.
It's huge.
Yes.
That room is huge back there. I love it, but it's just so nice to have the Leaf back open.
Tell the truth.
So anyway, let's talk about what we're smoking, brother.
I am smoking the Morales Habano.
Okay, nice. I smoked that during the pre-show.
Pre-show.
So also, you guys that don't know, we do a pre-show every week, video, and it's available on YouTube for our Patreon members. If you're a Patreon member, you get to do the pre-show as well. So we want to give a shout-out to our Patreon members because those guys
100%.
are supportive of the show. We're so thankful.
They are
and
the show, man.
yeah, I mean, they really do guide us in so many different ways.
Yes,
We talk to them on
yes.
Discord daily. You get a lot of insight.
Every minute, all day long, you hear this Discord going off because it's a conversation.
Hey, I'm on usually right at 7.
In the morning.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's when I do it.
I'm on my way to work, man. You on that?
I'm already working. So
Yeah, okay, but you on Discord.
yeah,
He said, I'm already working, but you on Discord.
yep.
Okay.
Open it up, say hello,
And
then I
that's it?
jump right in, and then I can hear people if they message me.
Yeah, 'cause
I can
it
talk
goes
back
off.
to them. Yeah, so
That's the reason why mine is going off, because you getting there hollering hello.
yeah. Usually, first thing at 7 in the morning, you're hearing some dinging.
Yeah.
So
It's true. And I'm like, what the? It's
because that's when I light up my first stogie.
Oh, okay. I wish I could light up at work. Anywhere at work.
Hey, can you pass me that lighter,
Yes,
brother?
sir.
So I'm smoking the Habano AJ Fernandez San Latano.
San Latano.
I'm a big fan of this stick.
Yes, sir. We have both become great fans of San Latano sticks. The Habano, the Maduro. What else you got over there?
That's the two I
That's
got.
the two you got over there?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
The green box and the blue box.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, that the blue is the Dominican, and that box press torpedo is just nice.
It hits the spot, baby.
I mean, if you guys haven't tried either one of those,
You're missing out.
the San Latano, the blue box, the green box,
Missing out.
dude, really good
Missing
smokes.
out.
And I've fallen in love with this Habano.
Yeah. I've seen him with just as many of them as his favorite. And you get two guesses and neither one of them count.
Oh, you get 3 guesses, but only the first one
No,
counts.
none of them count.
None of
Because
them
everybody's gonna say the exact same thing. When they say Rob, they say what?
Medallia.
Thank you.
6x46.
Thank you.
Hut. So, well, let's jump on McAuliffe right quick because they're our sponsor.
Yes, sir.
And we're very appreciative of these guys. Dude, we got some interesting news coming up about you that you guys don't know. I've been hearing some rumblings. I can't say what it is, but you're definitely going to want to pay attention to what McAuliffe is doing in the very near future if you haven't already found out by the time this show comes out.
Yes.
But I think it's funny. I think it's awesome. And it just goes to show that everything that we've said about the McAuliffe brand is spot on.
Oh, yeah.
They care about the consumers and they care about brick and mortars.
True.
And so you've heard people say, put your money where your mouth is.
They do.
They do it.
They do it.
So If you guys haven't checked out the ambassador program for Macalla, go by our website, click on the link, and you go over, give them some information. They send you your own ambassador coin with your personal number. Mine's 298.
Okay, we're gonna leave it there then.
That's good. Hey, you know
At least
what?
you in the 3 digits.
You know what I can say?
What's that?
I can say, hey, Luke, what's your number?
What's your number, Luke?
I don't know my
5423.
Is that my number?
Yes, that is your number. Isn't that funny? I've got his number memorized.
Yeah, because you got one that's somebody in this room's got a higher number than me.
So anyway,
Well, I have 2 numbers.
Oh,
So whatever the higher one is.
that's not it.
that's not
So-
it.
No, I'm not. That's not my right.
Oh,
it's in, It's
gotcha.
in my house.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, Luke just became an ambassador just a few
Yes.
weeks ago. So his
And has
number's
been
higher than
blessed.
mine. Yes.
And has been blessed. He walked in the door blessed.
Oh.
He walked in the door
Right out the
smoking
gate.
cigars blessed. He didn't come in smoking White Owls and Phillies,
Oh.
backwoods. He walked in smoking a what?
No dog rockets. It was a Riata.
Yes.
He started with a
He
Riata.
walked in the door with a Riata.
Yeah. And
We
then,
walked in
and
the door
then-
with a
and
what?
then- and then he smoked a McAuliffe, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
I was like, dude, you don't even know what bad tobacco is
Yeah,
like.
and don't go near it, please. Your body would be like, what is this?
Well, it's like if you start out drinking good bourbon or scotch, and then someone pulls out the old Jim Beam. No offense to you guys that like Jim Beam, but you know,
Yeah. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking my Eagle.
How you like it?
I like it rare.
So you go from Eagle Rare to Jim Beam. Nah. You stay there.
And I'll tell you this, because whenever you left last week, I'm going to say we had about a third of a bottle left.
No, your
no,
finger.
yeah. 2/3.
Yeah. I was gonna say your finger need to get a little bit more height on.
Yeah,
it.
and then while you were gone for the week,
It
it
has
dropped
nothing.
down to like a quarter's
Yeah,
left.
not even a quarter, bro. You need to.
An
Thank
eighth?
you.
An
Yeah,
eighth?
yeah. You need to bring it right there. And in this show, it has disappeared.
Well, there's
There-
still one more.
There's a bottle of air there.
One more. So, but you know what I found out
What's that?
is this Eagle Rare is good. Wow.
know.
I
We
knew
know.
it was good, but this week I found out how much
I feel
I
you.
like
I
it
feel you.
and how good it really
I
is.
feel you.
Because it was like drinking an unsweet tea. It was so good. You know what I mean? It was like
That smooth.
it's
huh?
almost like a tea with like some spicy herbal on the end. You know what I mean? And I drink mine neat, so there's no ice.
just
and
all
if-
bourbon.
And you know, when you drink cold tea,
Yeah.
you don't really get the flavor. But if you drink not lukewarm, but just room temperature tea,
Yeah.
you get much more of the flavor.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, this is like a really good tea that
He's
has
reminiscing.
that has 94 proof.
It's sneaking up on me, but I'm good. It's a good drink, man. It really is.
I was impressed. I'm going to be on the lookout for some more. I have a friend up in Lubbock, Tim.
Tim.
And I'm going to get him to go by and get us a bottle or two from Specs up there because I can't find it here.
You can't. That's the thing about.
Well,
Abilene.
I was talking to we were on the HERF this last Saturday night, and there's a Michael from somewhere up north, like Michigan or somewhere, and I was drinking Eagle Rare during the HERF and talking about how hard it is to find around here, and he was like, "Oh, dude, you can get it at the local liquor store here all day long."
It's up north, baby.
And I was like,
We got to stay warm.
you need to buy like 20 cases and come down here.
They say and get rich.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
was
serious,
like,
man, up north, bourbon, whiskey, things like that, they're plentiful because we got to stay warm, man. It's getting to that time of year where the temperature just falls out.
well, the thing about it is, you think down here in Texas, I know a lot of people drink liquor, but a ton of people drink beer.
Yes, because it's
that's
too doggone hot. You got to have something cold.
right. And I don't know of another state that I've been to that drinks beer like Texas. I've seen a lot more like liquors. Some
Yeah.
places it's tequila, some it's vodka, some it's bourbon, martinis, depending on where you go.
Yeah,
But in Texas,
it's beer.
dude, beer's just gone crazy. And it's always been crazy. Because, I mean, even in the 70s, dude, I mean.
It's funny to me because you start saying that, and it took me back to my freshman year in college in Tennessee. It wasn't beer, and it wasn't legal liquor.
Was it bourbon?
No, it was moonshine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Get you a jug or
I was thinking in Tennessee.
Nah,
dude, that's where all the whiskey
yeah,
makers
it
are.
is. But you see more shine than you see anything. And I was introduced to this
Well, that's
stuff.
because you're underage.
Yeah. But we were introduced to this stuff that actually we drove a car off of for a while.
Oh, some high octane.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it was in a milk jug. And they said you couldn't put I was like, poured it in there. It wasn't my car. And I was looking at him like he was crazy. He said, oh, man, it'll carry us until I get my money from my mom. I was like, what the heck? We drove about 2 days off that stuff.
It'll burn a hole in the top of a piston.
Come on, bro.
Just telling you.
Come on, bro. And he was driving. I was like, and you want me to drink that?
Right.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I remember back in the day when I was a youth in high school, not all, but there was a lot of Texas Tech kids that would throw parties for high school kids on the weekend, and that's how they made their money so that they could party or go to concerts or whatever they did. And we went to this one party. We got there early, and we went in the kitchen. It was at someone's house.
Uh-huh.
And so we go in the kitchen, and there's this, like, 40-gallon Rubbermaid trash can. But we didn't have Rubbermaid back then, but whatever. So anyway, it's half full, and that's the trash can punch.
I understand.
So we look over, and there's like a couple of bottles. There's probably like 15 bottles of Everclear.
Yes, I know where you're going with that.
Well, 2 bottles were left, and they were still full. And we said, hey, because we thought we were cool, can we get a shot of that?
Yeah.
They're like, knock yourself out, brother.
Yeah, I want to see you do this.
So we're doing shots with that. Dude, talk about take your breath away.
Yes.
It is not
Yes.
nice.
When I was in college, my sophomore year, I was back in Illinois at Carbondale. And they used to make a sci-fi, we called them Qs. That's what they had, Q Punch. And it was Everclear, grape Kool-Aid, and fruit. And they put it in a trough.
So you know.
You know.
Dude.
And they just sat there and you get one glass and that glass will last you for 5 hours because you wasn't going
rough.
back. I mean, dude, I'm talking about strong.
Hey,
But
well, I can tell you this.
when you said Everclear, I was like, yeah, I remember that.
We were drinking those shots of Everclear, chasing it with punch made with
Oh,
Everclear.
you a better man than I was.
No.
And you was in high school.
No. I remember hearing someone call my name over and over.
And I thought it was Jesus.
And I said, I'm over here. I didn't know where here was, but I was laying in the corner of the backyard.
Wow.
And they were getting ready to leave.
And they were trying to find
And they
you.
were looking for me, and I was like, thank you.
I'm here.
Thank you.
I'm here. Come on. No, you got to come get me.
Yeah.
You got to come get me.
So anyway, they took me home,
Yeah.
and that was the night before. That was a Friday night. That was the night before the very first ever Farm Aid. Because the next day I laid on the couch
And watch Farm Aid.
for like 12 hours.
I
And
can't go. I have to watch it because I can't go. I can't even move to turn the
Hey,
channel.
no, my parents were like, wow, he's really into this Farm Aid.
Yeah, really.
I felt so bad that I couldn't get off the couch. I'm pretty sure that I had alcohol poisoning.
Probably did. All that
I
Everclear,
mean,
man.
dude, it was something that was
Dude, you
not
took a
nice.
cap full of that stuff. And
But
you
that's how
good.
stupid teenagers are. You know
I
what I
was
mean?
there.
My son's like, I was never that dumb.
Yeah, don't look in the mirror.
So
Stay away.
anyway, let's get on to our weekly pick six.
Yeah, get it
I'm gonna
done.
let you go first because I haven't made mine yet.
He said he hasn't made his yet. My number one was the San Latano Habano.
Oh, nice!
Yes.
That's the one I gave you last week.
Yes, sir.
That's a great stick,
sir.
dude.
Then I
I've
went
really
to
been falling in love with it. To
My
be
number
honest,
2 was an oldie but goodie, Aroma Craft Whiskey Rebellion.
you said
Rebellion.
Roma Quaff.
Yeah, Aroma Craft Whiskey Rebellion. And man, I was like, thank you for this. And then I had a McAllife.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I smoked a couple of them when I was coming back from Killeen.
Very nice.
Good smokes, man. Took me, took that 2 hour trip. I was actually smoking on the second one when we got back here. And I just sat outside and chilled for a little while.
All right. What else?
That was it. That's
That was
3.
it.
See? He was in his list. He wasn't listening. He was in his list. He was still thinking about that Everclear.
Ooh, that was rough. You know what? You learn a lesson, though. No more Everclear ever. All right, so my 3 this week, I went back and tried one of my old favorites because, I kind of distanced myself from this brand. Do you know what brand it is?
No.
LFD.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Because,
Yeah.
I used to be a huge fan, and I'm going to just say it, they let me down.
Mm-hmm.
Construction, quality.
You spoke about that on the show.
Really went down.
Yeah.
But I tell you what I've never had a problem with is the LFD Chapter 2. Yeah. It's been a great stick every time I smoked it. And so hats off to making a great cigar. But that doesn't mean I'm smoking the rest of them. I'm just saying,
That is cold, bro.
That
is cold.
You know what?
That's a sponsor we want.
And you know what? I wouldn't ask them.
I know. I can tell.
if you're not going above and beyond, this show doesn't want you as a sponsor.
I got you. So we know we'll never have LFD.
No, that's not true. They could come around. I mean, if they got their act together and started making quality
That is
cigars.
rude. That dude is not playing, man.
Dude, I'm serious.
We know. We can tell. You're not holding any punches with this.
No. You know what?
What's that?
Because I'm telling you now, I know they have some good sticks,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to say at least 50% of their line has turned to crap.
Goodness gracious.
I'm just saying. Dude,
He's like them old food critics from New York that when they walk in the
All right,
restaurant.
let me clarify to everyone. Let me clarify.
Okay.
For everyone that doesn't know, I was a LFD fiend.
Yeah, like he was with the medallion.
No.
Yeah.
I loved
Yes, you
everything they made because it was so good. It was quality, and I loved them so much that for you that don't know, you can look at this video. My wedding ring is a LFD cigar band that was custom made. So if you don't understand the level of being a fan of a cigar to get your wedding ring made like that, that's a fan.
Now you know what he sounds like right now?
What?
A hurt woman. And I hate to say that, you do.
You know what? Now
he
you know what?
He tore her heart
Let me
out.
tell you something. By you giving me that example, now I know what a woman feels like.
Yes, because you are hurt. I can feel the pain in that, bro.
Because I used to love the brand.
Wow.
And now I promoted it so heavily
You did.
back in the day.
Now you're killing
and now,
it.
Well, no, I'm not killing it.
You're kind of killing it.
If you listen to what you listen to this show, and you can be like, "Ooh, I did." Man,
You
I
know
need to
what?
stay off that Eagle Rare.
I was going to say, hand me a bottle. No, but I'm just saying that they were as good as it came back in the day.
Okay.
And now I'm looking elsewhere.
All right.
So
let's get to number 2. You hurt. He is hurt, man. Whew.
All right. Number 2 this week is the Perdomo ESV Habano. What?
I remember the pre-show and what you said about a Perdomo.
I don't remember.
It was plugged. I had to harpoon them. I guess it wasn't that one.
That was a Lot 43.
Oh.
And I'm not a
Oh.
fan of that smoke. I've never been a fan of that smoke.
Okay. So why did you get it? It came in the pack?
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Came in a sampler pack, and I smoked it. And I know you like that stick. I've never been a fan. So, anyway, no, the Perdomo ESV.
Yeah, that's a good
Habano.
stick. That's a
dude,
good stick. Yeah, that's a good stick.
that's a great stick.
Yes.
Although, since I'm in the mood to nitpick,
Here we go.
I think they don't need that huge band.
This is Rob's.
I'm giving you a lot of good advice out
This is
there.
Rob's petty pick 3.
Look,
I
dude,
like it, but
you don't need that huge band on there.
I understand because it's not a. Yeah.
That's a big band.
But it's beautiful too.
It is beautiful.
But it's too big.
It's too big.
Okay. Let's go to number 3.
All right.
Hopefully we can get a positive all the way through this number 3.
So I'm going to tell you straight up.
Oh Lord.
This is one I've been saving in the humidor. I'm thinking for about 2 months.
I hope it didn't disappoint you.
No, it's number 1 of my 3.
Okay.
And it is the Padron 1964 85th anniversary.
You know what?
What?
I was going to ask you a question later. Perfect. I was going to ask you a question later. What is your best? What is your best stick ever? What has been your best stick ever?
You know, I hate to even say the best stick that I've ever smoked because I don't want to sound like just because it cost a lot of money, it was that good, but it was that good.
Which one was that?
And it was a Padron 50th.
I was going to say the one that you just pulled out, the 1964.
That's yours?
Yep.
That's a great stick.
When you said it, I was like, that was going to be my answer to the question I was going to ask him later. See, he stole my thunder.
No, but you haven't had the 50th.
No, I haven't.
And it was just a rare occasion that
You splurged.
I splurged.
I got you.
And that's a big splurge.
Yeah, for
I don't
you.
normally go that high.
No.
You know,
If he spends that amount of money, he's got about 5 or 6 sticks with him.
hey, when I think of like really splurging on a good cigar, I think between 30 and 45.
Yeah.
When you get up into the 55, 60, that's a whole nother level.
Yep.
Because now you're just jumping to 100.
See, that's 5 of his medallions.
Exactly.
He's like, I could have had 5 medallions.
So,
or this.
and I got to tell you, it was
worth it.
It was.
Okay.
And so I
got to try the 50th.
you do.
I do.
You know what? We should call Lubbock and over at Smokers Haven. That's where I got that one. And see if they still have them.
We're at 25 minutes, by the way.
Very
Good.
They're very hard to find,
Yeah.
and that's another thing.
They're
you know,
hard to find, yeah.
It's kind of like when you find that one bar that has Pappy Van Winkle and you want to get a pour even though it's $40.
Just give me one.
Right.
Neat.
Hey, did you put fluid in this?
Yes, I did. Because you lighten that stick 37 times. He's turned into a slow smoker, people. He's a brisket now. He's an all-day smoker.
You know
now.
what? I have slowed down
Yes, you have.
a little bit.
No, it ain't a little bit.
Well,
dude, you used to puff.
Yeah, I've slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've just been like, how many times I never used to set my cigar down.
No.
And now I set it down 2 or 3 times.
What you set down was what you were done with, and you was
Right.
reaching in the humidor to find something else.
That's true.
Now, I've seen he's that was a couple of times I beat you smoking a stick.
You did last week.
Yeah, and I'm
on
like,
the Opus X.
yeah, and I'm like, how did I do this? I had to check myself. Did I smoke that fast? I'm like, then the producer told us the time. I was like, oh no. I looked over. I was like, is something wrong with Rob?
Let me tell you something though. This San Latano by AJ
is worth taking your time.
man,
See?
really is. And I tell you what, there's been a few times when I was out here in the studio by myself that I'd be working on the computer, and I would get up, sit in the lazy boy.
Is that what you call it now?
Yeah,
Working on the computer.
Yeah. So I sat in the lazy boy, kicked back, told Alexa to play some music,
Working on the computer.
and just enjoyed the smoke.
Because the computer's over there and the chair's over there.
Right.
And you were working on the computer while you were laid back.
No. I was in that chair, and I was like, I'm going to get up and enjoy my cigar. So I
finish?
left the computer.
To go finish?
Yes. And so, you know, we're trying.
He is speechless.
No, I don't understand
Talk.
what your purpose.
Dude, as far as the way you just killed LFD, you know where I'm going with this.
What I'm saying
Okay, I'll shut up.
is like if I'm editing or doing some other stuff
Okay.
on the computer and I decide, you know what? Because when I sit at the computer, I realize that a lot of times I don't get to enjoy my cigar.
Okay.
Because you're busy doing stuff and you got to relight it, you know. I'm glad that you are.
Because the picture you're painting is not what everybody else is going to get.
That's not what you're getting.
Dude, I promise you, the people that listen to us, the friends we know,
I'm telling you right now.
They know you.
Just whenever
They know you.
I do a lot of computer work.
okay.
I don't know why you think that's interesting.
We know you, man.
I think you're being a 2-year-old.
He can't let it go. He won't let it go. Hey, I just know where I'm sitting across from.
But we're talking about me slowing down on the cigars.
Yes, sir. We are.
And I've just really found myself taking an hour to smoke a cigar, which I know a lot of people, that's their regular.
Yeah,
but
but
for
not
me,
you.
that's slow. I mean, normally,
That's 2 cigars.
yeah, it really is. I mean, usually 2 cigars for me is an hour and 15 minutes. And so for me,
Especially in your range, 6x46.
a 6x46.
Yeah. That's
So,
your range.
yeah.
2 and about, yeah, that is your range. Yeah. But for you to slow down on one, and that amazed me last week with that Opus X. I was like, I finished before him, and I know I wasn't puffing like that.
Right.
So I was like, wow, he must be enjoying that for real.
So let's think of, real quick, a top 10 list that we want to work on over the next few weeks.
Okay.
Well, what is it? Think of one. Now.
First thing popped in my mind were cars.
Cars. Okay, let's do it right now. We're not really going to do it in a few weeks.
Okay.
Number one car out there for you.
The number one ever for me?
No. Let's start at 10.
10, 86 Grand National.
See, I'm surprised that's not higher in your list. You know, I just recently saw a video of one for sale
Where?
here in Texas. It was at, I want to say Sherman, Texas.
Uh-huh.
But dude, it was clean.
Yeah.
I mean,
How much were they asking?
you know, I want to say it was 34,000.
Yeah, that's what that's right around that range.
But this was the first year.
Yeah.
And you know, for the first 2 years only, they made them air cooled.
Yep.
And then they realized that was overkill, so they changed it, and then it dropped down.
It did. But that air cooled on that 3.8.
I didn't even realize that it was air cooled. I didn't know that. I was never a
That's
fan
why
of that
it was
car.
so fast.
It
man.
was. They said that car was faster than the Corvette
It was
that year.
It because of it 0 to 60, and it was like right around the high 3s to the mid 4s, depending upon tires and everything. But you talking about a Buick running like that against a Vet, man?
Right. And they said it beat the Vet at that
Yes.
time. I did not even know that.
Dude, the Grand National was a bad car.
It was a bad
Not
car.
was, it still is. Because if you can find one that's in good condition, you got a bad one, baby.
And
You
it's
got
going to
bad
cost you a
one.
pretty
It is.
penny.
It is.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you more now than it did back then.
So I will go with number 9. And at number 9, I'm probably going to go with the 66 convertible GTO.
I'm with you there.
Great car.
I'm with you there.
Beautiful car.
Yes,
A friend of
lines,
mine in
beautiful
high
lines.
school had one, and it had the 6-pack. You know, a two,
Two,
and two,
yep.
3 deuces, and
Ooh.
he had the like a maroon convertible. It was beautiful. I prefer it in black because if you've seen the black convertible, but I tell you what, that burgundy was beautiful. You know, there was a few of us in high school that had all the hot rods from the 60s and 70s. And so his car was one of those where you were like, yeah,
you got
one.
You got it.
So that's my number 9.
My number 8, 70 split bumper Camaro
Now, was that the split bumper in the front?
in the back.
Well, I thought they had the split bumper
They
in the
did.
front too,
They
because
had-
it had that big opening
Opening.
for the airflow,
Mhm.
and then it had the 2 silver bumpers on the corners.
My mother had one.
So that didn't have the split bumper in the front? Okay.
I'm talking about, I was 7 or 8 years old. It was black with gray pleather, because you know it wasn't leather. Man, I love that
Dude,
car.
they didn't put leather in cars like
Nah,
that back then.
It was pleather.
Yeah.
It was that fake
was vinyl.
Yeah. Oh, but man, I loved when my grandfather put his love of cars into his daughter, not into my uncle. And my mother, when I was young, that's all she had was muscle cars, man. She had cars that guys would be like, okay, who's your boyfriend? Where's your husband at? Because this is not yours. She'd be like, no, this is mine. What? That was her, man. And I fell in love with classic muscle cars from her.
Yeah, and same with me. Both my mother and my dad, well, you know, my parents were divorced and remarried, so even my real dad, my stepdad, and my mom all drove hot rods. And so that's what I grew up in. So I'm going to go at number 8. 7?
I did 10, you did 9, I just did 8.
Okay, I'll do 7. Was my stepdad drove a 1968 Roadrunner.
Coming
Dude.
up with some Mopars, ain't you?
Yeah.
You coming up with some Mopars, aren't
Yeah,
you?
that was a car. That was, and it was a big car. You remember those? I mean,
Yes.
think of a car that fast and that big. You're talking about bigger than any regular size car on the road today. I mean, it was like Buick big. You know what I mean?
4-hole Buick.
Yeah, it was a big car. Bench seat in the front, bench in the back. Had a 4-speed shifter in the floor, and I believe it had the 440 Magnum, or it could have possibly been a 383. I couldn't be 100% on that, but I do know that it was fast. So that's my number 7. What do you got at 6?
And it was the car today, if I could find one. If I had the money, I would get one. And it's Eleanor,
I don't know what that is.
the Mustang.
Okay.
The one from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's a very rare Mustang.
I grew up a pony guy because, like I said, my mother loved muscle cars. So it was Camaros and Mustangs to me my entire youth. If you came with anything other than them when I was young, I was like, where you get that boat from? But I was a pony car, man. I did. Oh, God. My uncle, great uncle, he had a, I can't remember, it was in the 70s, a 73, 70-something Vega with a 3.
Oh, my grandmother had a Vega,
with
dude.
a 4-bolt 350 up under it.
That's crazy.
Man, that thing was so fast, man. I was like,
But it was ugly.
it was
It
ugly.
was ugly.
It was loud, but you didn't have to see it for long because we used to call GM. We used to call them "Get with me," because all you see is the brake lights. So it's like, "Here, go get with me, baby," because he'd hit it. Wow! Like there you go, it's gone. But yeah, man, I grew up on those things, man. So you at what, number 5?
5. So I'm gonna say, man, it's tough. Start running out of choices.
Yeah.
Okay, so another car my dad had was a 65 Falcon with a 289 in it. And that car was so small and so light that it would just lurch off the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it didn't like drive across the line. It lurched. That was a bad car. It was black with chrome trim with Krager SS wheels. That was a bad car. And he had it jacked up just a little bit in the back. Anyway, great car. 65 Falcon. What do you got number 4?
Same year. 65 Impala.
65 Impala.
Yep.
Wow.
My grandfather had an SS.
Not a 64.
He had a 65 Impala.
Now, did the
SS.
65 change body styles? What and so it's in 65 it went to the bigger, thicker
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull
body
it up 'cause
style.
I know I can see it in my mind.
I know the 66. Is it the same as the 65?
I don't remember the 66. I just remember the 66.
Well, the 66.
There it is. In this red
Well, I
one.
can't see it because.
I'm trying to turn it around. And that red one.
Oh
was
yeah,
what he had.
yeah. That's a great car.
That's
See, I'm not. I like that better than the 64.
He had it was red with 2 white racing stripes down it,
Yeah.
and it had that split seat in the back with the speaker in the middle
Right.
of it.
Right. That was a nice ride. And what was there under the hood?
I can't remember. I think it was like a 327, somewhere around that range. But dude, he worked at McDonnell Douglas, so and it was like 20 minute drive for him. Everybody else is like a 40-minute drive because he'd hit the highway in that sucker, man, and it just the back end would drop down.
Really?
And it was a highway car, so you know.
Oh yeah,
it just
floated.
floated.
It floated. That's how
man.
my '72 Chevelle was. When you were on the
man.
highway doing 100,
It just floated.
it just floated. If you needed to turn quickly, it was not going to happen.
No, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But man, that was. He used to put me in his lap when I was about 5 or 6 years old, and he'd have me use the steering wheel. He used the braking pedals going in and out the driveway. And I remember that to this day, man.
Dude, the 1965 Falcon my dad had, that's the car I learned to drive in. I was 6.
But you had a lot of open land around you, didn't you?
Dude, we went down. There used to be a drive-in in Sweetwater, Texas, and out behind it was this field that had a dirt road that was probably about a mile long. I learned on that 1 mile road. And it was a 4-speed.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know how hard it was? I could barely reach the
pedals.
and dude,
Trying to
probably for the first 2 hours, we were just lurching ahead because I couldn't get it right. But I learned to drive at 6. That's how badass the 70s were.
Because today you put a 6-year-old behind the wheel,
Oh,
they'll have you
child
under the
endangerment.
jail. You'd be under the
yeah,
jail.
dude.
Man, we used to ride in the back of pickups doing 50, 60 miles per hour. Fun.
Dude, let me tell you something. Dude, this is no lie. So my real dad was a rancher. And we went to town and sold a bunch of cattle. And then we went by the beer store. And then we headed back home, which was like a 30-minute drive. And so I'm in the back of the truck, in the truck bed. We're pulling a trailer. In the back of the truck bed, I'll bet you there was like 100 crushed beer cans.
And you laying back there with them.
No, I'm throwing them like frisbees.
out the back of
Out
it.
the back, straight up.
Cars behind you.
I didn't know until this car pulled up beside us and started cussing.
What the hell are you doing? Get your child. Why
my,
are you raising him?
my dad yells back, "Quit throwing shit out of the truck." But I was back there
Just having a ball.
sailing these
Just
beer
having a
cans.
ball, man.
But think about that. The back of the truck bed, and it probably had more like 30 to 40, but that's a lot of beer cans
That you
to
was
be
just
in the
throwing
back
out
of
on
the
the
truck.
highway.
Yeah.
We're at 40
having
minutes, by the
fun.
way.
I'm having fun.
Exactly.
Who was
So
on, me or him? Oh, I did Impala. So you number 4?
no,
No.
I was 5. You were 4. Now I'm
3.
at 3.
Yeah.
So my number 3
Yeah.
is going to be the 69 Chevelle Super Sport 396. Cowl induction on the hood, and I like the silver and black stripes.
Yeah.
That silver and black of that Chevelle model was just, dude, nothing ever looked better than that metal flake silver with that black stripes, and you pop it open and it's got that orange painted 396 with that big air cleaner connected to the cowl induction.
Ooh.
Dude.
I have to go on my number 2. It's going to be a car that I actually owned. And people will be like, well, why did he pick that? Because it was a car that I owned, and I did a lot of things to it to get it where I wanted. and it was actually a tied at a time because I had an '86 Mustang SVO, which was the turbocharged 4-cylinder, and folks used to be like, you can't do nothing with that 4-cylinder, but I would beat every 5.0 in an eighth of a mile. You couldn't catch me in an eighth of a mile. I wouldn't race people longer than an eighth of a mile.
See, I would only race at a quarter mile because I was in a Chevelle.
Yeah, because your top end would hit in.
Top end,
and you would walk me down.
Right.
But see, in that SVO, I was out there. But that wasn't my favorite. My favorite was my 1989 Camaro IROC 350 tune port.
Really?
I put a pit bull chip in it. I got the
now. Which year model?
89.
Now, was that before or after they made the round change?
What round change?
When the Camaro went to a round.
No. That was the last year.
So it was like the IROC Z.
It was the IROC Z.
Okay.
IROC Z.
See, because I love that body style, but when they went to the rounded body style, they ruined the car.
Yeah, they did. But that was my baby. I did so many things to that car, man. You know, tuning wise, adding things to it. That Pitbull chip gave me an extra 70 horsepower off the bat. And then you could tune it still to go either higher or run a little bit. I wanted that. I wanted that when I stepped in it, the rear end sat down on the ground, and if I was standing on the line, I wanted the paint to jump off the ground. And that's what I loved about that car, because I did a clover leaf at 80 miles an hour in that thing because it was wide.
Oh, I had
it low to the ground.
My son. I bought him a 96 Mustang GT, and I'm pretty sure I did the Clover at about 98.
Oh, Jesus.
And my brother, my youngest brother, Russell, was sitting in the seat next to me crying. Tears.
Because he saw death.
He did see
98.
death. And you know,
and as light as that thing is going around that corner.
And you know what he saw when he looked at me?
What? that picture on Facebook with you and your dad. That's what you gave me. Yeah. Nah, man, but that 89, that was if I could find me another one that hasn't been, because most of them you find a dogged out.
Yeah. You would have to redo it.
Yeah. But I saw
or spend a lot of money.
But I saw one, it was on Facebook, a guy, and it wasn't an 89, it was an 86. He found it was like a barnyard find, but they found it in a trailer. You know how many miles it had on it?
No.
9.
Whoa. Oh, I think I did see that.
Black one?
Yes.
9
I
miles.
did see that.
9 miles. And he disengaged the transmission, the what's the name on it? So it'd never go to 10. And it's in his, he got like a museum. But it's still at 9 miles an hour because from then on, it got trailered everywhere.
Right.
It still had the plastic on the seats, man, and on the floor.
I remember, yeah.
Dude.
I don't remember why.
I
don't remember why it was in that trailer.
Some dude had bought it, and he put it in there, and I think he died or something, and then the family sold the trailer because they knew what was in there, but they didn't know it only had 9 miles on it. He opened it up and saw 9. He thought it was a mistake, but 9 miles.
Yeah, with the plastic on the seat.
Still on the seats.
That was crazy.
I'm like,
you can't even get a car to the dealership with the plastic still on the seats.
No more. The floor, the rug on the floor still had that plastic that they heat seal on there. You had to peel off. Everything was in pristine condition from when it came off the showroom floor. And it was like 20-something years old when they found it?
Yeah.
With 9 miles on it. But yeah, my favorite, which was number 2 on this list, was the 1989 IROC Z 350 tune port.
I think it's a great car. So my number 1 is a 1967 GTX with a 426 Hemi 4-speed.
This dude needs Mopars, but those are powerful cars, though, boy.
Dude, have you ever seen one? Let me show you what one looks like.
I know what one
looks like.
It
just looks like the devil.
Mm-hmm. The cars today have no way they can't. Dodge tried to go back that mindset with the Challenger with the round,
right?
But that car there cannot be copied.
No, and you know the thing about it is that car didn't have 4-wheel disc brakes.
Nope. drums.
It had drums in the back.
Yep. Drums
Probably drums in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and talk about steering.
Whew.
I mean, on all those cars, if you had less than 3 inches, you were like, wow.
Yep.
Because
they had play.
Yeah,
They
you had play.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a guy do a test drive on a 72 Chevelle the other day, and he was like, yeah, it's got a little play. And I was like, shoot, man, my Chevelle had 63,000 miles, and it had more play than that.
Yeah. But you had to have it because you didn't have that power steering. You had to be, and I never forget, I had.
No, we had power steering.
My what car was that I had? Oh, Jesus. Oh, it was a 76 LTD with a 351. It had a Windsor. It didn't have the Cleveland. It had a 351 Windsor in it. And my first wife, she got in. She had just got her license and everything. She could try to drive it. And she tried to bag it up, and she started to turn.
No power steering.
She's like, what's wrong with it? I was like, that's why these arms are like they are. Dude.
I never had a car that didn't have power steering. I had a buddy of mine that had a truck that didn't have power steering.
I had a 73 Ford with a 3-around collar that didn't have power steering.
And so I did drive one. My son wanted a 68
67.
or 67. So he wanted a 67 Impala. And we went and drove one.
We almost got it.
And it
was so close.
And it didn't have power steering.
Ooh.
But there was something wrong with the steering because you would like start turning it, and then once it got to a certain point, you could just feel that wheel like flop over, and all of a sudden jerk you that way. And I was like, something ain't right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was I want to say it was like it was like $2,500, but it needed a lot of work.
I don't even think there was paint on it.
He said with no paint on it. That's right.
There wasn't much.
There wasn't much on there.
So let's talk about our other sponsor,
Viva la
Vida.
Viva la
Viva la Vida. I don't know what you can say about these cigars that you don't understand the necessity to try one if you haven't had one.
Tell the truth.
Because these guys this is their first cigar. And dude, think about how many cigar companies have come out with cigars and then they made an upgrade and then they made an upgrade and then they finally got to a good cigar.
Mm-hmm.
These guys started out with a great cigar.
Out the gate.
Viva la Vida. I love the Torpedo. You like the 500 Club.
Yes. And that Jester.
And I'm not taking away from the 500 Club because I really did enjoy it, and I've only had one. So I know the leaf is out of those right now, but when they get back in, I'm going to smoke some more to see where it's at.
Just don't get too many because I need to get mine.
Well, I'll leave you plenty because they do have the Torpedo, and I've been all over that. Yeah. But anyway, guys, here's the thing about Viva la Vida. They only have the one cigar. It is a great cigar.
Yes, it is.
If you've smoked it, you already know.
Yes, you do.
If you haven't smoked it, you need to smoke it.
Because you're going to find out.
But what we're really asking you guys, seriously, is when you're at your cigar shop, tell the cigar shop owner or manager, hey, man, we'd really like to see you bring in the Viva la Vidas. Because they support your brick and mortar.
100%.
They don't sell their cigars online
I said 100%.
They're all brick and mortar. And so we owe it to somebody who comes to the market with a great cigar that supports the brick and mortar.
You don't have to worry. The brick and mortar doesn't have to worry about you getting it from anywhere else.
Right.
You have to come to them.
Right.
And that's why it's a win-win for both you and that brick and mortar because then you can get your stick at your home shop. And they don't have to worry about you going online to the Megalodons, as they said on Simpsons, and getting your stuff online. It's right here.
Right.
It's right. I don't have to wait. I go get one. I come home and I can smoke a couple of them, and I'm
or
good.
I can go hang out at my local lounge and smoke one.
Smoke them right there,
and
man.
That's the beauty of it. So, guys, seriously, go by your shop. Tell them that you want to have Viva la Vida available in your shop.
Yes.
So, we got to do the weekly giveaway. And that is sponsored by Moose Mountain Goods. We want to say thank you to them. And
100%.
they are making local coffee here in Abilene, Texas.
Outstanding local coffee.
And so we want to be able to
local coffee.
pass that on to you guys so you can
Local.
try it out. And so this
Local.
week, if you haven't registered, tell them how to register.
Go online. It's easy. Click the button, leave your email address and your name. Once you register, you're registered forever. Rob doesn't go in there and send you 900 emails.
No, and I still haven't even done the monthly newsletter.
Come on, man. Get on your job, dude.
I got to.
Get on your job. You talked about me.
I will always talk about you. So, anyway, this week's winner is Miles Branch.
Okay.
Miles Branch. So, you got to have a number 4 in your email.
Just that number 4.
If you have that, well, you got to have the other stuff that you recognize also, but you
the
got to have the
4.
number 4 to make sure that you are the one and only Miles Branch. So congratulations. Make sure if you hear this, you send me an email before next Sunday and before 1800.
I knew he was going to say it.
Can't leave that out. And so, Miles, send me an email, and in the subject line, put Cigar Talk winner.
Yes, sir.
And then in the body of the email, put your name, your address, and whether you want your coffee beans or ground. We'll get that shipped right out to you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so
thank
much.
You. Yeah, thank you.
So I want to talk about, we used to do a lot of music shows.
Yeah, we did.
And because copyright issues, which is just,
we were new. Didn't understand.
But anyway, we can't play music on the show. But I want to talk about an artist that I found recently that I'm just lights out about. And you've heard him. I know you're not a fan.
Sit back, Bryant.
It is. Wow, it got quiet all of a
Yes.
sudden. What happened? I don't know either. But anyway. Oh, good. So anyway, the artist that if you like old country music, which I know, Bryant, you don't, but if you do like old country music, there's a new kid with a great backstory. Go check him out. His name is Charlie Crockett. I have been like all over his music for about 3 weeks now, and he has a lot of really good music. He has a great backstory. Dude, he grew up in the same town that Freddie Fender was born in. Then he moved. Him and his mom went to Irving, Texas. She saved up enough money to buy him an $80 guitar at a pawn shop. When he graduated, he moved to New York and started playing on the streets. They kicked him off the streets, and he started playing in the subway with some other musicians, and they would pass around a hat. People would throw money in, and that's how he made his living. And then someone found him and was like, dude, you got to come down here and sign a contract and let's get you rolling.
Let's get you started.
And so not only is the story awesome, his music is unique because he does the old classic country, which even the new country people don't sing anymore. So it's like he's bringing back the roots of country, and it's impressive. He adds his own style to it, but it's really awesome. So if you haven't heard of Charlie Crockett, go by and check him out. And on Wiki reports or whatever, it says he's related to the actual Davy Crockett.
I thought you was gonna say Charlie Pride earlier.
Well,
you kept saying Charlie. I was like, I was waiting on Pride.
Charlie Pride. Anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap up the show this week.
Yes.
So, this is episode 99? Holy cow, 99. No, we've already done 98. Came out earlier. Yeah, so we're on 99. Next week will be episode 100 with the amazing guest of Al McAuliffe.
Yes.
You're not going to want to miss that. You're definitely going to want to check it out. And then also, we're going to continue with the Leaf purchase.
Yeah.
If you want to order from the Leaf and support our brick and mortar, I want you to go by, well, actually, I'll give you the number to contact the Leaf, and you call after 11 weekdays and ask for Jay, and he will answer and he will get you set up. But the 13th order of the week will get a free Viva La Vida torpedo and a Medallia 6x46, which I'm going to buy and put that in your package.
Yeah.
So if you want to go buy or give them a call. It's 325-670-9955. So write that down. It's 325-670-9955. Call up Jay. Let him know Cigar Talk told you to call. And on the next 13th order, I'm going to buy you a couple of sticks and send them in your package.
It's a blessing, man. Truly a blessing.
So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Until next time.
Keep smoking.